And then it doesn't matter what season we're in here, I think. Excuse me. Good old burpees. I haven't had anything, like, carbonated today, so... you know, no, I'm in the wrong area. Yep, we're back live. Refresh if you haven't. I should have typed that in chat too, just in case. There you go. Okay. So we went the wrong way. It happens. Hologram is really big. You know what? Violence. I mean, that's an easy thing to blame, Manic. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't go down again and we have to bother people to fix things. I don't want to ping anybody if I don't have to. I like it when things work, you know, as they're supposed to. I mean, if the government likes retro things, considering ours has, like, an 80-year-old at the top of it, you know, maybe retro is good that way. I'm not gonna say more than that. Oh, jeez. You know, I said I was going to go that way, and then my literal autopilot took me back this way, so it's fine. I guess we'll get the School Swamp one first. I don't know why my brain took me this route, though. Yeah, weird. Still has a best in its buildings, that's retro, right? Oh, god. Let's not call Ricky to the top of a cliff. If you have spring, there's vines that go up that way. Yep, autopilot is a dangerous tool in randomizers sometimes. Like, me and Link to the Past is almost 100% autopilot, so... That's what happens when you play the game way too long over the years. Alright, so now we can finally flip this switch, and then get our item from here. Yo, let's go! Worth every bit of that wait. Oh, thank you, Gavik. Appreciate that. Can I check something in here is the question. Uh-oh. Ba-bum. 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 Hope your day is going well, Kavik. And J Machine for y'all coming in a little bit later on in the day. Whoop, uh-oh. Ah. You have yet to play it. Oh, you know, you probably should. I think playing it randomized is the really fun way to play it. I would say Archipelago is the better way of playing it that way because it's safer by a long shot. There are far less chances of you getting soft-locked in Archipelago than there is in this. This is just straight up the most gamble-heavy way of playing this game, but it's fine. We had to re-roll a seed mid-show because of how much it broke. So this is a very temperamental randomizer. But it's worth it, because this game is great. To clarify, you did play vanilla, play your randomizer first. You don't need to play vanilla, thankfully. It gives you helpful knowledge to beat the game, but it's not required, thankfully. Chocolate Manic. What? Is that food? I want food. I want food, I haven't had breakfast yet. I only eat like once or twice a day anyway, so, you know, I just am not terminally hungry all the time, but still. Okay, now we can actually— oh, Pegasus seeds, whoa. This is the good stuff right here. Pegasus seeds give us run, jump, and open up a bunch of things. That is a massive find. Okay, so we've checked both of those. We can just move to the other side of the map now. There's a couple things we can do back in the village, which honestly, like, warping back is an okay way of doing it. Because that's our fast travel. Those won't respawn for a little while, but it's fine. Like, 20 Ember Seeds is enough for a while. The Kukodex. Okay, we can turn that in right away. It takes us a bit out of the way, but it's fine. Go away, Maple. We can finally get rid of these. Not only can we get rid of those, we can also get rid of this and grab this heart piece finally while we're down here. It also refills your life. Yummy. And yes, I just called life yummy because it's like the second best cereal behind Cinnamon Life. Cinnamon Life is actual god tier. So there's more that opened up in 5, but 5 is not a good dungeon, so we can open up another seed type by going this way and going north instead. Yeah, play vanilla then, please. Vanilla is still a good game. I am not here to, like, facilitate one being better than the other. I'm here to actually advocate for the games I play. And for everyone to play them, whether it's vanilla or randomized. I could plant a tree here. I should do that. Not that gacha seeds are required in the slightest, but still. Let's go to the other side of the map again. I started with Ages first, so that gave me, like, my happiness with the particular franchise in terms of the trilogy of games that was supposed to be a thing. But Farrar is like, nah, I'm good. You can all just go with the other two, I guess. So she decided to become a secretary instead. But you know, I guess labor empowerment? I don't know. What's the season I need to access that? Malin trade. Oh, that's on the other side. I'm an idiot. Is there anything that opens up in 5 then? Or a couple more checks. I'm not gonna go into 5 again quite yet, because dungeon diving hasn't been great. You know, dungeon diving is really good on alternating Sundays though, with MTI, because he's goated. You should totally tune in for that, Smile, if you haven't already. Oh wait, Kukodex is right here. It was supposed to be a trilogy, and then they just kind of shortened it to a duology. Hi, lady. Because you would think there was like 3 goddesses, and then there would be 3 games associated with that, and they're just like, nah. Everything's in duo because Pokemon made it so until it became yellow and then onwards. It turned into an egg. Okay, we can talk to Maple now, whenever she comes by again. I am fairly sure there was a 3rd scheduled and just didn't happen, but I'm sure Wiki can just be like, nah, you're an idiot. You being me. Let's see. Go ahead and grab our next tree. Which this one is mysteries. Scent seeds and gale seeds are way more useful than these, so this is just for the purposes of fast traveling. Hello there, Coco. Good to see you. Okay, we did our melon trade. We will find Maple eventually again, and then we just give her the egg there. So we either go through Natsu again, or we just go back and then go through the village, which would be easiest, I think. I don't think Maple's live yet again, so we're gonna smack a couple things until she is. Yeah, jumping in flowers in spring is actually, like, useful for a lot of reasons. That's why you would actually do that. Kill some Octoroks and get some enemy count going. For every 30 enemies you kill, Maple shows up. But we want her to show up once because she has a check on her. Which it might be vanilla exchange sequence as well. Walks like crab, talks like people. So to actually hit that you need, let's see, Seed Shooter, which we don't have. I guess that should make Maple appear later. Or at least get close to it. Yeah, it's every 30 enemies. You want her to show up at least once while you have the egg, because that's a check. Otherwise, it's just like random stuff, and she occasionally gets faster at taking things, and it just becomes more risk than reward, in my opinion. Alright, so let's get going back to Woods of Winter. And we'll go back and finish Dungeon 2, and that'll give us a bunch of progress. And then we go back to the place that smells like medicine, apparently. Where Ricky's like, nah, I'm out, bro. It's been quite a while, yeah. I'm glad I have actually thrown this back on the wheel. Like, it was one of my things going into this when I started making changes to Rando Monday to keep it fresh. And I was like, you know, I should throw this a bunch of games on a wheel and just like spin to have next week's show. And now we have enough games on the wheel to where we can successfully rotate through them and only have one game once a month at most. So that way it doesn't actually like clog up the entire thing. Because at the beginning when I was first doing this, I only started with like 4 randomizers, 4 to 5, so we have evolved it into something bigger. We had the technology. That's a reference. Likes take 1,000,000 damage. Yippee. There's Maple. I might as well plant seed while I'm here too. Here you go. Bonk. Here, have those. I'm not a boy, you're silly. Anyways, Ghastly Doll. That's another check back in like Spool Swamp area, so... I think this is vanilla trade sequence from everything I've seen so far. Okay, so we've taken Maple off the map. So she's useless now. Oh. Guess we can go this route. Moblins. Oh, you can actually smack Moblin arrows? Interesting. We just did it twice even. These are scent seeds. It sucks we got gale seeds last, but that's what it is. Yeah, Dungeon 2 is now fully open. Okay. That is not Dungeon 2, I clicked on this Dungeon 1. There we go. Alright, the reason why we couldn't do anything here earlier is because we didn't have Ember Seeds to turn on torches, but that's no longer a problem. It's a really very good refill room in my opinion, so. It's even better if you can get bigger on sword or a way of just making things lift faster, like a level 2 bracelet. But for now, it's fine. And now we can actually deal with the game normally since we have a sword. We found the bowl of nachos. Yippee. I saw they had, I think it's like the loaded nacho at Taco Bell. That's alright. It just feels like it's too much like stuff mixed in with the flavor to make it like tasty to me apparently. Where are you going? I guess you chose freedom until the very end. Money, 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 money. Lots of money. Now we're just rolling in it. What about nachos? I had nachos at Taco Bell recently, but they were loaded nachos, and I felt that was just too many flavors mixed into one dish to make it really tasty. It feels like it just drowned everything out with trying to be like too chaotic, honestly. First shield, okay. Oh no, that's stage 2 shield. That bypasses the first one. Alright, so in vanilla you can just totally throw bombs across to actually do this randomly, because you may not have feather by now. I don't know, I haven't played vanilla in years, so I don't remember a particular item order. But you can just throw bombs across and then these bushes will regrow and give you more bombs if you need to. I don't need to worry about that anymore. Rude. Make the blocks match the pattern, and then win a prize of being able to actually continue on the dungeon. Whee! We need to go this way first. Yes, we go this way first. Because we already did the other part. I don't know why I did that. Hitting the blocks and having them make different noises should be a dead giveaway, but just in case it doesn't. There's also more bombs for you to be able to access to be able to blow open the handles there. You can dash through those later and make your life easier. Taco Cabana. Aww. Hate it when good food places close down. I had Burger King last night, and our Burger King is actually pretty improved on their quality over the past several years, so Let's see, snake remains, those. The things you have not been to yet, wow. So there's no master keys in this version of the randomizer, so we're just going to have to play normally. Good. Master keys are archipelago only. A private Christian school. That seems like America, but that's just me. I don't know. People who just buy land to put whatever on it. To avoid dodging really sensitive topics. Yeah, this is Facade from Link's Awakening. Facade is dealt with in the same way, except he is actually kind of easier. Because when he goes into this pattern, he actually is able to be hit twice per rotation. No, you're good. Yeah, I was just saying, it's like, people just buy land to just put whatever they want on it. Everyone has different dreams for different things, and honestly, land is so expensive right now that it's impossible to just really do anything with it. So I'm gonna update my tracker real fast, take my hands off the wheel for just a moment, because, you know, stretching your hands and taking breaks from holding controllers for really long periods of time is a good idea. It's been about an hour and a half since, well, technically 2.5 hours, but 1.5 with this seed, so. Taking a hydrate break is also important too. Anyways, that's our mini boss, and that opens up the path back to the beginning if we need to. That's very fair to feel, I think. So we're gonna go this way. This is a pretty much required shortcut. We have Feather now though, so it's not like ultra mandatory. And I think we already have boss key. If we don't, we'll just get it here. The archipelago is a little bit more interesting when it comes to dungeon drops as comparison to vanilla, or this version of the randomizer, which is more towards vanilla in terms of like, okay, keys can be in here, maps can be here, etc. That's our last treasure chest besides the boss. You don't have to do this with Feather, but it helps a lot for moving through the room quicker. It is accessible without. That would be for Rosa later on. That's a Subrosia thing. Alright, so to get through here, go this way. Okay, so these are the wheels that you're going to see a lot between these two games. When you step on them, it flips you up and then it changes the direction. So we're actually going to flip this back and then through the left entrance of the room. Yeah, we got the master key earlier, or not, boss key rather. I don't know why I'm so adamant about breaking every pot right now. Oh, it's one of those, yeah. Don't chase me, villain. Okay, so here's another one of those rooms that you want to go ahead and throw bombs everywhere. Great double kill. Kill all those, grab the bombs, and move on with your day. Shining in the Darkness, that's... Oh, I never got to play through all of that. I think we played it on a waffle once. So I had to play like 15 minutes of it, but that's definitely not enough to play a game. Or if we did... If I wasn't the one that played it, I know I made someone else do it if it wasn't me. So... Alright, so time for the world's easiest boss. As long as you have bombs and bracelet, those are required. Ah, that's the wrong thing. Oh. Okay. World's easiest boss actually made difficult for no reason other than my own stupidity. So Dodongo King is literally this. It's the world's most boring boss ever. You just toss him on 4 times and then you're just done with your day. He occasionally just charges you, but you can see it's because it's telegraphed. Hungry? Why wait? Grab a Snickers. And that's the 4th. The 2nd jewel. That's useless right now. Because the randomizer for the regular rando is very, I am going to go ahead and make you do all 8 dungeons. That's required for later. Also, that's a ton of bomb drops holy crap. But that is indeed our 2nd essence. Now we can actually just be done here. It's a time, essence of nature. Hiya. And unlike Archipelago, it's not actually randomized for the essences rewards you're getting at the end of the dungeon, guaranteed. Yeah, we're definitely done with that dungeon forever. Until next time. No, you're not clogging up chat. Socializing is something I deeply appreciate, for sure. Golden Moblin and Autumn. Okay, we can switch to that. I appreciate any and all conversation. It helps keep the line moving for stuff to talk about in longer scenes like this. For sure. Alright, buddy, up we go. And then flip to Autumn. I don't know how the randomizer treats the golden enemies, so I'm just gonna treat them and kill them all. Golden enemies take a lot of damage, but fortunately Ricky is just kind of overpowered. Yeah, so that's 1. In the Archipelago version, you can set it to where it's okay, you only need to kill 1 of these to get the treasure, or whatever. Okay, so we can turn that off our tracker. We opened up the waterfall cave, but it's yellow, so it's not, like, very accessible. So we can't go back up here because we don't have spring season. Once we get spring season, it's a complete, like, not problem at all. But we don't. We can go check to see if we can do waterfall cave. If not, we just work back to the beginning and then we'll move on. So spring to go back upwards and go north. And then winter to go this way. Punch, 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 punch. Rude. Excuse me. Theoretically, this is doable because we have dash jump now. It's 3 tiles, so it's going to be kind of hard, but it's not impossible. Although I don't want to risk too much more. We'll come back to that later. I do again. Oh yeah, I gotta go back through winter again. Because default for this zone is summer. Or we can just go around the other way, it's also fine. I'd like you to not completely massacre me by jumping into absolutely every damage ever things. Okay, so now we can go... We have Rosa Ribbon, which opens up a bit. Yeah, it opens up a fair bit, actually. Rosa Ribbon and Feather opens up a lot of Subrosia stuff we can go look at. So yeah, the Iron Shield is a shield. Wow, look at you go. You have a shield. I think this is for the sake of actually just farming art drops? Question mark? This is possibly the most useless cave in the game. I guess if you want to like dig up like money to use down here too, because they use a different monetary system, you can have it if you do the shovel. That's about as good as you're gonna get in there, I think. It's a large plain surface through a lot of different diggable locations. Like Doug Trio, you just go diglet dig, trio, trio, trio. Okay. Onwards this way. Oh. Does that increase my max? No, it's just a refill. Unfortunate, but you can't win them all. You can certainly try, though. Oh yeah, that's a Rosa check. Let's actually go get her. Subrosia, for the most part, is a lot less volatile in seasons instead of ages. Which I think in ages it's something else entirely anyways, but... To say that it's like an area where you can just literally like have a bunch of volcano rocks dropped on you, there's not as much of that here in this version. I'd rather come back up here with Rosa, in all fairness. Because Rosa unlocks doors. So for this part, in vanilla, you need magnet gloves. Or level 2 cape plus Pegasus seeds. And we do not have level 2 cape, so that's just not a thing right now. There might be a way you can actually get over there with a different portal, but that's not us. What is this? No. 3 peaches. Alright, so shop's useless. Got it. I don't want those on my face in the tracker, that's for sure. We got that. Rosa should be down here. Dum, 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 dum. Bum, bum, bum. This is a reference to Marin's Beach. So we're gonna go on a date with the nice little lady from Subreddit. And that is not a check to do. She's really nice because she opens up key doors. Which, that is not a key door, obviously. But that is also not a key door, but that is also a magnet glove lock. So she basically opens up this set of doors right here. This set of doors will help you bridge through town a lot easier. This is like the one spot you have to worry about falling stuff. And that goes that way. I think you can jump this, right? Yeah. We go down, around, and up again for this other check. Cool. Zora ring. I think this makes it to where you don't take Zora fireball damage, which, you know, is actually way better than nothing. Oh, dive without breathing, huh. Okay, that's different than I thought it would be. That could potentially be useful. Getting pinged 1 second. Not that I like being distracted like that, but... getting double pinged, yippee. That's just silliness. I got pinged for silly reasons, smile. Okay, so we can't access the southern, like the southwest, but we don't necessarily need to right now anyways, because those are checks that are out of logic. Pretty sure those are the only key doors. Because there's also a south path there, but that door is like magnet glove locked. I love how she just hops with you. So that's accessible through another way, but the one we're looking for her is up here. Which... is not the correct way, but it does give us a little bit more money around here, which... honestly, we see money is useless this seed, so I'm not worried about it at all. Alright, this would be summers, I believe? Or autumns? Yeah, summer, okay. Calls me adorable hero. Am I? I don't know. People seem to think that I am. Toss ring and toss in the garbage. What does this even do? Throwing distance plus. Whatever, I guess. That's Definitely not the most useful thing in the universe. So I think Rosa just stays with us now? Shrug? At least where we're in Subrosia, she doesn't travel back to main world. But that's really all we can do here for now. Wait, can we go through this exit? Where does this drop us? Here, okay. This is the swamp area, which honestly we don't have a lot to do here right now, plus we're kind of flipper locked from really getting our way over to that spot that we can check. So we definitely don't want to use those. Yeah, Rose's usefulness is now gone, so she just nopes out. Which I don't really blame her. Who'd want to hang out with a cool kid like me, huh? I say this as I'm pretty darn old myself. I want a boomerang too. I think it's Ages that has the magic boomerang, which you can just control, which is kind of neat. You have a nasty headache, that's valid. I'd like you all not to murder me, that'd be incredible, thanks. Let's see. Yeah, there's no iframes in this compared to Link's Awakening, so it's rough. So, we can't do Waterfall Cave, we can only do area that is totally smelling like medicine, which we have to backtrack for that. I don't need maple anymore. I could use a fairy fountain, that'd be amazing. Impa went inside. Yeah, sleep well, Manic. Feel better. Thanks for random hint, Impa, about things we've already been to. Much appreciated. Red Holy Ring. No damage from small rocks, hell yeah. So we can't really use die without flippers, so yeah, this will just be the more useful thing to equip right now. So I think that would avoid us getting shot by Octoroks, which is useful. I was looking for health drops, but we can nice things. Suck it, sign. I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes and I threw the sign. That's right, I sing really obscure stuff. I think that was Ace of Base. So I think we haven't last location progression here, but it's definitely not progression that was easily found. Which I think this is still vanilla trade sequence. Yeah, this is 100% equal. I don't want to take a dip in water that kills me. It doesn't sound like it's kosher at all. Okay, so that completes that sequence. We got the iron pod. And the iron pod is later, not now. Which we haven't warped there, so unfortunately we're gonna have to take the really long way and actually use Ricky to get there. Big enough. That's what it's called now. Whew. Come here, my punchy friend. I will avoid all the Zola damage. And you get to make cute noises the whole way too. Yay! Except, you know, when you get stuck on this. Alright, let's take Ricky and go. Don't need those. Now if you're playing Dimitri be like, ooh, donut holes and just straight eat them. Because Dimitri is best animal. Okay, so we have access to actually doing this the easier way now. But unfortunately we're still flipper locked, so that's not a way through there. I have to go back through this way again. There we go. Even he agrees. Nice job, Ricky. Yeah, using Ricky Natsu as a connector is really unfortunate. I think it's still faster than Musha's connector, though. Musha's extremely slow. Like, can I deal with that? No, I cannot. I need flippers. Yeah, he's talking to me. I don't like water, it smells like medicine. Hey, what's up, dude? You need to find better things to fall asleep to other than legends. Even if they are of the Hidden Temple. I miss being on that show. It's great. There's freaking scent seeds. Either way, that opens up our next tree. So this is a vanilla sequence too, you have to give up your bombs basically. Yeah, they just literally take all your bombs, but we have enough money to get them back now. And now we have our buddy! And now we have best friend, who eats plants really slow, but he also eats enemies too, so that makes him automatically cool. Unfortunately, they don't drop stuff. Anyways, we don't have dive ability, so we only have the ability to go up waterfalls with him for now. Okay, so you can go up waterfalls, which means you go this way. You just hold straight up waterfalls, you don't try to like press up directional or anything. Because that always causes you to slide back down. Alright, so this is a puzzle here. Is over one? Oh, that's functional enough, I guess. For a crappy gacha seed. Oh, test. There's 2 checks in here, but we can only do 1. Because the other one requires an item that we don't have yet. Our only option now is... There's 1 check in Subrosia we can do, but the rest of it's gonna be Dungeon 5 again. Hey, the music got stuck. Neat. Alright, so this pretty much has to be hit from the Subrosia side. But once you do that, it becomes a very useful shortcut to be getting back into Subrosia side. You would think the Seed Shooter would allow you to hit that switch, but holy crap. That would be one hell of a shot, honestly. Alright, so back to Subrosia again. Which I think we can use the side we normally do. Yeah. This has been very linear in terms of you need to go here for this check or else. But other than that, this is definitely way more playable than the first one was. Also, we don't have bombs right now, but we can actually just stop by dungeon here and pick up some more. Oh, hey, this grew up. The whispering. Is that it? Any good? Hmm. Yeah, we can stop by dungeon too and pick up some bomb refills. It's on our way anyways, more or less, so... Well, by on our way, I mean not incredibly out of the way annoying. And it's cheaper than just buying bombs, so shrug. think that was what, one drop? Yeah. It's a more reliable drop from the plants that are deeper in, but this is also the first room of the dungeon, so it's like, why not try it at least? I say that and then all the bomb drops disappear. Here's another one. Okay, that's 10. And we don't have a bigger bomb upgrade, so we only have 10 access. Okay, so... the Subregia again. Oh yeah, I blocked the shot because we have that ring equipped to avoid Octorok rocks, which is cool. So back to Subrosia again. We're gonna go ahead and head over here. It's faster to jump up and down steps than actually step on them. It is this place. Hi. Here's your iron pot. Lava soup. Youch, lava soup. Sorry, just responding to something request. Yeah. Important things, it's fine. Okay. So lava soup is back somewhere on Holodrum, I think? Oh wait, lava soup is to cure Bigoron. Okay, yeah, we don't need that for much later. Which at least is out of things to do in Subrosia for now. Yeah, our option is Dungeon 5. Which is not this way. Pretty sure, yeah, it's just Ricky, that's the flute. Alright, back here, Dungeon 5 is most easily accessible from going back to the beginning again. I need some hair scrunchies. I keep having my hair blow in my face, and like, it drives me up the wall. Do I have an extra one I can put down? Yep. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. Classic. And then we flip back to that because we need to go ahead and unlock Autumn again to get into Dungeon 5. I don't have spring as an unlock, so it just goes straight from winter to summer for the ones you do have unlocked. Mushroom, mushroom, mushroom. Alright, so we're back in Unicorn Cave again, which this time we have a lot more we can do. And by a lot more, I mean somewhat things we can do. And by some things, I mean we can do is like a generous amount of copium. So, in order to progress in here, we need to clear enemies out to where they don't knock us back in. Come down here. We have to utilize jumping, but we have to utilize Pegasus Seeds as well, and we're going to do something called jump bending. Jump bending is something that happens in Link's Awakening a bit more easily, but you want to bend your jumps around corners so you can actually just progress up that way. We need to go right. And not use Pegasus Seeds. That would be really smart. Obviously, by this block right here, this is the Magnet Glove dungeon. Which the Magnet Gloves are highly useful mobility tools. Throw a switch there, jump back on. And small key 2. And then the other thing we're gonna do is go through that staircase we just passed through a minute ago. So we're gonna flip the switch again. I almost flipped the switch that on accident on pure instinct. So, feather required. You are an asshole. Alright, so there is a separate staircase that goes into the dungeon in a different area. That requires bombs to get through, and then we would just run through that other section. But what we're looking for is up here instead. Those red things that are crawling along the walls there, those are something that are from Zelda 1. And they are a giant pain in the butt, so we're not gonna worry about those. Oh boy. We have a ride coming up in front of us. Is there anything more I can do in here right now? Let's see. Staircase C gets us to that. I was trying to see if it was worthwhile of us actually continuing on this dungeon or moving past it, but I think we actually can continue in here for now. That's really annoying. There we go. Move. Okay, that's garbage, but we're gonna mark it off anyways. Like, things that are marked yellow on a map usually mean they're accessible through some sort of minor trick to it, but so far it's not inaccessible at all so far. You take 4 hits, what the hell? And these things are a monstrosity, so we have to just kill them. How you deal with them normally, if you have that, is the magnet glove will rip their face off, and then you can go ahead and just deal with them, but we gotta do this the slow way. And he just gives you a hint on them. Okay, so this room is... yeah. This room is kill Armo statues, but remember where you stepped on and which order you killed them in. Oopsie. And if you screw up, it just explodes and you have to restart. You just want to kill them one at a time. Yeah, they hit really damn hard. Yeah. So we killed this one first. Second. Third. And then fourth. That will be our most puzzle. We have to be a little bit more careful now because we have like no health whatsoever. Actually, there's nothing more we can get in this dungeon right now. So where you would go after this is go to B, which was the first staircase we went to. And then maybe check that thing up there. I still don't think this is completable right now, but we can go try that real quick, but we are going to have to be very careful with our health here. Potions aren't really a thing in this, so we have to take things a little slower while we're at this low health. And you gotta hope for random health drops, of course. Okay, you don't need to go that way anymore. Oh god, this room is probably gonna kill us. Yeah, this is not the cozy room to be doing this in. Okay. So we have flippers, so we can go ahead and access through here. I want to check these actually because I'm low on health. And not get blown up by landmines. I said not get blown up by them. Maybe we can manip this? Yeah, they reset. Looks like they're random drops though. And now health doesn't want to spawn out of them. Yikes. Okay, 4.5 is doable. If I can get 5, that would also be fine. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're gonna go left here. We have flippers now, so we can actually swim through this part. There's a lot of garbage in here, though, so stay the hell away from the summoner. Get rid of that. We're gonna wait till that bypasses us, and we're gonna swim on through. I forgot to mark down the third key. Oh yeah. So to get out of this room, the game wants you to go ahead and use the magnet ball to open the door back up, but randomizer. That's Jewel 3. 4 of them opens up another area of the game. Alright, so that's all we can do in that dungeon for a while. Flippers opens up some nice stuff, though. We can actually just move on with our day. No way, Maple. So we can start a new holodrum. So new holodrum would get us one check that's here, which is in... which season? Oh, that would be in summer. Summer because it dries the lake out, and then you can access the cave that's right there with bombs. So required 5 dive into flippers. That's rando, baby. Shovel is useful for certain things. But more importantly, we have flippers, so we can actually start moving around again. It was basically last locationing flippers, though. Money, 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 money. Gimme, gimme. Yeah, Oracle of Seasons and Ages, there's a lot of menuing in the game, so it's like, if that's not your jam, I completely understand, because it can get a little bit, like, even though it's quick, it can be tedious to some. I want you to move. Let's see. Down here. Oh yeah, we need to flip to autumn. Flipping to autumn lets us actually grab those mushrooms. The season switcher of back this way though. Season switcher is past this tree. Or I thought it was, and I'm just silly. No, season switcher is all the way by the freaking, what do you call it, wall. It's on the opposite end. There is some memory involved in this game. Unfortunately, I am old and my memories suck. Not the actual memories themselves, but just the ability to remember them sucks. And, you know, apparently jumping over pits also sucks. Oh boy. Wait, I ignore damage from Octorox with this ring on. What am I worried about? Alright, so now we flip to fall here. Oh wait, we have spring? Wait. No, summer's the one that has vines? Okay. I for some reason thought it was spring, but spring is for flowers. Well, I guess it's our way back into School Swamp, but, you know, we don't need to go that way right now. While we're right here, we do that on complete accident. That was not supposed to happen, but, you know, it just kind of did. Moblin ring. Become a moblin because for some reason you want to. Don't you want a Fanta? Oh, jeez. Imagine being suggestively sold bottles of orange soda, and usually grape soda. Probably one of the best grape sodas out there, honestly. A friend of mine recently just actually did a giant tier list of grape sodas. And honestly, like, Faygo, if you're local to the region, which Faygo is like a Michigan thing, it's like one of the best sodas of all time. It's one that's called Red Pop, which is like strawberry, and it's like actually god tier. You might have to like stretch to find it outside of Detroit though, and out of Michigan proper. But if you can find it, highly recommend their Red Pop and their grape. Okay, so we need to go back this way again. And we have the ring that says die without breathing, which is that one, which is something. Let's find out what it does. Another crappy kasha seed. Lucky us, I guess. Smile. Oh, it just keeps us underwater? Interesting. Oh, because normally you have to go underwater and then come back up after a few seconds. That just lets you go fully submersible and ignore damage for a while. That's actually kind of cool. But while I said summer was a season we needed to go into, we actually need to go into fall, so I have to go back there, unfortunately. Because flipping to the wrong season happens sometimes, especially when you're, like, not paying any sort of brain power. Brain hard. Okay, this is the proper season you're supposed to be in. To go check this other check. Which we are to the point at which we actually still have to check a lot of things, so every chest counts right now. Even these ones that are tedious, like this one. I hit the dive button, but sure, you tell yourself that to sleep at night. I have to admit, mitigation through not getting hit by that because you're underwater all the time is pretty neat. Hey, we got our Fool's Ore back, which is a pretty strong weapon, so... I want Costco pizza. That's what I want. I want a giant Costco pepperoni pizza to just tear into. Oh my gosh, like actual food needs. Okay, so I think we can we? I think we can. I think we can access Natsu from here. Okay, we totally can. Accessing Natsu from this direction gives us a cave check. Also, I love this ring a lot. It's actually saving so much damage. We can definitely go check Bigoron now that we have the lava soup for that. It's also less time to swim through this particular area to get to the other side of Woods of Winter, but yeah, we don't have to worry about Ricky for that section though. Master's Plaque. Okay, that opens up another check back in the waterfall areas where Dimitri was. Which the Master's Plaque is there. That's basically another fetch quest. I don't wanna. I don't wanna swap to that just to kill one. I really don't. Okay, so the only options we would really have right now would be to go into the mountains, go check Goron Caves, Or we can head and do Fortress now that we have flippers, and flip into that. Doing Mountain now would actually be better, because we're actually in the area of it. We wouldn't have to backtrack up to it. Alright, so Goron Caves. We just got pushed by that guy. Wild. Okay, so to grab this one, we would need, let's see, level 2 cape. Level 2 cape to fly over, and then Pegasus seed would work. Because you obviously cannot hook onto rocks that are cracked like that with, in this case, Magnet Gloves or Hookshot, which is Switch Hook in this one. Pretty sure it's Switch Hook anyways. Yeah. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to hook onto the cracked rock with Switch Hook. You'd have to use this rock to come back, though. So we can't actually access that one right now at all. Unless there's like heavy tacking, and I don't really want to do that. Hey buddy, you're not feeling well. Here. Have some soup. The Goron base. Which is what somebody back in the Dimitri area wanted. Okay, so we know that this is now the vanilla sequence in this randomizer as opposed to Archipelago, which it could be anything. Ah! Stop. Stop bullying me. I get enough of that in my day from other people. Oh, jeez. There's a lot of people that bully me and say that I'm cute. It happens daily, and it's actually, like, straight up wild. And then someone will just automatically default with, well, yeah, it's the truth, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna fight to the better end, and you will not stop me from fighting. Oh boy, Lionels. These take like a bunch of damage and deal a bunch more. Yeah. Oh boy, it holds more rings. Superman 64 would be proud of me right now. So that's all we can do on Goron Mountain for a while. Why do they swing at you, you silly Goron? Just passing through. Okay, so back to Natsu. This time we go this way. And then we go down the staircase. There are many different ways of dealing with this particular problem, but honestly the answer is probably still Ricky. Hey buddy, you're back again. Yeah. Well, that's definitely not it. That's 100% not it either. Let's just blow ourselves up while we're at it. Great idea. Oh, you know what? That's right, you have this. Okay, yeah, now that makes sense. Okay. That's how you do it the easy way. Got it. Noted for next time. I think he may be second best animal. Yeah, aren't you happy being a silver medal? Smile, yeah you are. Listen to you, you're happy. You're happy not being called the worst. Smile. Okay, this part, we are going this way. And now we go destroy the whole place. If you've ever played Goof Troop, this is kind of what this boss is. Which Goof Troop is an amazing SNES game and definitely speedrunnable, so you should totally do that. The world is mine! He gets pretty fast as he starts dying. Whoop. Okay, there we go. Bit of flashing there. Oh boy, that's actually a lot of flashing. Yikes. I'm gonna get my revenge. Sure you are. More importantly, this stops you from getting bombed constantly. It also stops you from hopping down that spot, but this spot's fine. Alright, so now we're gonna go turn in the vase right here. You got a fish. Wow. The fish is for Kitty, so yeah. I don't think we can do this check right now. Oh, that's good to know. I love the fact that it hints at that. I really do. Basically saying the only way you get back is if you, like, save quit out. And by save quitting, it's basically using the function to warp back. This needs to be summer. Power ring level 1. That takes the The amount of damage goes up, but so does your intake damage, so that sucks. Not interested. Yeah, I don't want these. Take them. I can't climb waterfalls myself. I need Dimitri for that, which he should be back in the spot that he was before. Because we don't have Dimitri's flute, we have Ricky's instead. Here's our body. Let's go. Oh, you know, this little spot up here, I think is the other warp point we need to check. That sounds like it makes more sense to me. Ignore the fish. And talk to you. Hi. Got the slingshot. Nice. That opens up a lot of stuff, actually. Being able to toss out seeds randomly like that now is actually really, really nice. He teaches us to go check around the town for dive spots, but we thankfully know where that is already. Justin Summer Cave is off the map. Which the cave he is talking about, this took me a while to remember that when I was doing a D-Rust run a long time ago, but the actual place we're looking for is right here. So now we have the ability to shoot seeds, which I am on the wrong freaking button. Holy crap. I'm on the speed button for that. Always map your weapon to B while you're underwater, so otherwise that happens. You take a crap ton of damage for no reason. Because your A is your speed forward, so having a weapon there would obviously make the weapon do nothing. Okay. Now we're still in summer, which means we go up the portal. I'd like you not to do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. I don't think we have the season to get that particular check, so it's spring. Because spring you would use the flower to push yourself up to where that heart piece was. Which would have been a nice health refill right now, but we can't have nice things. And there's our boy Moosh, which is useless to us right now because we don't have spring access. So yeah, he's just gonna kind of sit there and kind of sniff his hands, I guess. Which, if your hands smell like honey or something, great, but yeah. Don't make a habit of just sitting there sniffing your hands, it's weird. Back to Subrosia, we have more stuff to do on this side now than we did before. And these assholes steal your feather. Which again, Fool's Ore is a powerful weapon, but we obviously need our feather back, so we're gonna have to deal with this garbage for a while. Item in basement and tower spring. Okay, that is something we can access when we get our our feather back, so. We're gonna be here for a little bit, because apparently it keeps the actual vanilla sequence on. Which I think you access it through this house here. Yeah. The aura is all the monies. Oh. Basically, you just play, look away for a while. Also, thank you, welcome for being here with. Oh, whoopsie. I should pay attention to the sequence. But yeah, it's good to have you. Welcome. We are just kind of here vibing with some Oracle seasons today. And we had to re-roll the seed because the first one soft locked. Actually, it hard locked because it just rolled into something impossible to complete, so it was actually pretty funny. Yeah, this look away part's annoying, but mandatory apparently in this. Okay. One last set. I don't like the way you look at me like that. By the way, shovel spot. Shovel spot's where they're gonna drop it in a second, after we finish the segment. I hate this. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I do not feel like doing this whole segment again. Give me that back. Now return the ore. No, they can burn in hell. Making me do that stupid sequence again. The archipelago does not force you to do that. The majority of the time anyways. Blue ore worth 1, red ore worth 5. Similar to rupees themselves. Okay, so we're gonna be going down to that beach in a little bit, but for now we're gonna go this way. Uh-oh. Go down here and get another crappy gacha seed. Yippee. Where does this take us in? Oh, yeah, this particular area. This is our last season check that we can access right now. Which I think this one's spring. I'm scared of spring. Do you give us actual spring weather, though? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We do not have nice things in this seed. So, mark that off. That was another gacha seed. We got the treasure map, which is something the pirates wanted, if I remember right. I'm trying to look for it on the actual tracker, though. It shouldn't be too important to mark on the tracker, otherwise it would actually have a spot for it, so we're just gonna go have them head back to the pirates and return it. The pirates will take us automatically back to Holodrum though, so we don't want to do that just yet. We also want to not die. Not dying would be good. It wouldn't just be good, it would be great. Thanks for the dollar, I guess. Actual dollar menu. Okay, so that portal was on Mount Kuko. Piracy pirates. Hey buddy. We're not gonna talk to him just yet. We're going to learn this sequence, which is vanilla. So basically 2, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go this way first. And flip this switch. Do this now. Do not do this before you do the whole pirate thing, or you will be incredibly sad and have to do the entire thing over again. This is the connector back to the village that I was telling you about from much earlier in the seed. Yeah, you 100% do not want to do that before you flip that switch, because you will just endure heartbreak. So the switch thing that he did with the drawers here, this would be useful in a second. Because I don't think this is going to be randomized. Like, it's vanilla pattern, so... Find your bell, but I have your treasure map. Shows treasure in your map. That's kind of irrelevant, considering we use an item tracker. Anyways, find the bell, make him happy, I guess. We could do that, or we can just go back to the surface again. Okay, back to this village. And now we are back to normal places and safer places. I wanted to get a refill right there. We've had our one interaction with Maple this seed. She is now obsolete to us, so we don't have to engage her ever again. Now that we have the slingshot, we can actually do this particular track, which has us firing Ember Seed right there. Oh. Wait, what? Am I being silly again? Or am I just being silly and not doing that? Yeah, I was just being silly. Anyways, you want your, I believe, mystery seed here? Which enables the most pissed off Moldorm ever. And we got more useless bombs. Oh, jeez. Well, this happened. That's where we're at this far, chat. It's been, what, 3 hours? No, it's been 4, technically. I'll go for a little while longer, because I want to give you a full 4 hours of the seed itself, even though the beginning of it had to be re-rolled. So I'll go for about another hour, and then we'll go ahead and call it a day. Because I have loved ones I want to get back to. Okay. So we got the fish, which means we can feed the cat. Kitty gets fed. Kitty gets fed. Come here. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Vanilla trade sequence. The megaphone. That gets marked off our map here. We can go down to the sunken desert next, which would be pretty good actually. We have the waterfall cave check we can also do too, which would be in the opposite direction, so. We can just get this all done while we're here. Having one only, like, having only one actual essence in 3 hours is pretty bad though. This has just been how jank this seed has been. We rolled a winner, chat. Okay, so this guy doesn't go in until we get Pirate Bell, I think. Oh, never mind. Yeah, bye. So if you remember the sequence before, so it was 2, 1, 2, 2, 3. In Archipelago, you can actually make this randomized, but why the hell would you? Okay, this is a cave check, right? One of the 4 pits was still, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the levers are pretty endless. They won't lever you alone, so, you know. Just have to deal with it for a while. Anyway, it's time for one of the more annoying checks in the game, because this is completely randomized regardless. I was not aware that was there, but okay. Let's see. Yeah, so the 4 pits are the ones we passed by. 2, 3, 4. So the skull isn't there, which the skull is required to start checking around for the pit that it's actually supposed to be. Why would I plant a gacha seed there? That just seems silly. This one right here, I think, is... That should be guaranteed a regular... Yeah. And this time we actually have our sword in the proper slot. You know what? There's a song that just came on the radio. I'm actually gonna turn that on temporarily. Only I'm gonna hear it, so fine. Dragon key. Oh joy. That doesn't open anything right now though. I think you still need the actual pirate skull to actually find which pit it is because it's randomized. But we don't have skull access unless that just opened up. Yeah. Maybe it's in here? Hey, buddy. Okay. So that's a trigger you need to actually talk to that, to have his head show up, I think. That would make more sense now. Yep, there he is. This little troublemaker. Alright, so whenever you get near the pit you're supposed to go in, he is going to start, like, talking around, like, you can see his animation. So pick him up, start wandering. We're gonna hover someone near these pits here, and we're gonna go ahead and make sure that it is this one. Wow, we got lucky. Boom, boom, boom. Gnarled key. That opens up dungeon 1. Cool. So that does open up an actual dungeon, so we're gonna go ahead and go there after we hit up the waterfall cave again. So this was 100% required. It's a Snowboard Kids song, of course. I saw it on the radio and I was like, okay, I have to listen to this now. So we are still springless, which is pretty annoying. Rude. Pop back to winter again. It's not this cave, it's the other one. But that does flip things over here back to spring. Which that's marked as summer on here, so I guess I'll flip that over. Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can go to Dungeon 1. While we're over here, though, we can see what that point of no return takes us to. Actually, no, we can't because we're spring locked. Okay, I'm gonna turn the music back on. Is there anything I need while I'm here? We don't have the members cards, we don't have additional stuff here. Yeah, it's just hearts. Rude. 200 rupees are inside. Wow. After we don't really need money anymore. Hydrate while we're reading on the animation. Dungeon 1, Gnarled Roots. Got the nachos. Yeah, in order to progress in here, you basically need Ember Seeds, so you have to have a source to hold them. Get away from me, don't touch me, thank you. Please, game, stop. Okay, small key 1. Oh yeah, it's Keela. Silly. You silly me. Got the blue or that pretty blue stuff in it. Triple kill. Unfortunately, MOBAs are part of my programming, so I cannot get that out of my head. Or you know what, for me it's fortunately, and I'm gonna own up to that. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I quite enjoy them. Even if I'm not good at them anyway. Nah. Not good at them because I'm old. It just happens. Millions of bats everywhere. Hey, we were needing that. Weird. I'm cleaning up my garbage. And that's to make it a round number. I did the thing that I told my brain I wasn't going to do. That's pretty funny. Small key 2. You get to walk back to that one. Quicksand ring. That's pretty much useless now. If it does what it says on the tin, then it is 100% useless now. Nice. Good health refill. We're in a really good spot too, actually. Rawr. Just pick one and smack it. Whatever your least favorite color is, I guess. Doesn't matter which you kill. I think it's that one. There you go. Yeah, oh my god. Do I really want to? No. It might turn into a useful ring, I guess. Doesn't make me feel good grabbing this, though. Makes me feel pretty bad. Going back to dungeon would be easier, but I'd also be having nice things. Which one is it? There we go. Got our shortcut back. Jello attack. They just stick to you and make it to where you can't swing your swords, you just wiggle around a little bit till they go away. The north room does nothing. Yes, don't get grabbed. It's like Zelda 1, you'll just be completely unhappy. Shoots donuts at you. Oh god, stop. It's just called a seed randomizer. So that dungeon's completely empty. What do we do now? Curl into a ball and cry. That'd be good. The desert of Subrosia is open. And I guess one of the other portals there too is also open. That portal is located in... It's not the not the Mount Kuka one, it's the one that's up at the temple ruins, if I remember right. Which also doesn't make me feel good accessing. Yikes. We're close enough to the exits back where we were going, so I'm not gonna warp back. Yeah, this seed is pretty potato, honestly. I know how to make them nice and legendary. That's how it works. Okay, so we don't have the bell, so the pirate's useless. We can go back that way though. And going back this way, you just need to go ahead and grab a rock. Grab a rock, and then we're gonna boost jump this. Already have feather on. There we go. And that's how you get back and immediately throw yourself into a pit because you're smart. Great A. Alright. Time to see how lucky we are. There is one item that is hidden somewhere in these 4 tiles, and it's a freaking ring. Oh, jeez. This just gets worse. We got pretty lucky. We didn't have to go through a whole ton of that, so I'm thankful for that at least. Where is the other portal that goes to past here? The other portal is... not the one in Swamp. Yeah, it has to be the one in Temple Ruins. So we need a health refill, is what we need. There's our waterfall fairies around. To get to Temple Ruins, I guess we can go out this particular exit. Because it's a little bit farther north. Actually, wait. No, it would just take longer because we don't have spring still. So going back the way we came is the best option. But yeah, Maple Ring is pretty worthless if you want to take a look at it. Yeah, we don't want Maple meetings. I assume it probably makes it to where she only shows up after every 15 enemies instead of every 30, but who the hell wants that? That's pretty hot garbage. Yeah, we can't jump bend around the rock with 2 tiles of movement. We'd have to have cape for that. And we certainly do not have cape right now. No, that's that way. This takes us to Cook. No, this takes us to Swamp. We want the one that takes us to Kuka, but we just jumped away from it and we don't have access back to it right now because we don't have Switch Hook. Oh, jeez. This scene just keeps getting worse. We can swim to Temple Ruins from here, which is still slightly faster than the village route, so away we go, I guess. And there's those jerks that just show up too. Ow. Stop doing that. If you can flip to winter here, you can actually access this, which is a check, but for some reason we don't have access to it. I guess we don't have access to it because we don't have the key to lower the floodgates. That would make sense. I do not like how close that Zola was getting. I'm gonna get health here, because this is just an easier place to grab it. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the easier places to just spend for health. Alright, so getting to Temple Ruins is going to require us doing a Pegasus jump. And it's going to require a couple attempts too, because the jump frame is really annoying. And also getting rid of this jerk too. Can you not prick? Oh my god. Casually go fuck yourself. Oh, Jesus. If this thing kills me, I'm actually gonna get salty as fuck. Or is going to be the cause of it. It was the fucking cause of it. Alright, we're gonna get that one back for sure. Unlike Link's Awakening, there's no, like, happy victory screen if you go deathless throughout the whole rando compared to, yeah, the old one, so... At least we don't miss out on a victory cat or anything, because the game is fucking stupid. Alright. Let's get our health back and try this again. This is one of the most unfair places to go if you do not have a ton of offense like we don't. Also, I apologize for headphone users. I get very frustrated when it comes to actually, like, being unable to play the video game. And I'm like that with literally any game. So, for context, there's this one dungeon I'm at in Warcraft right now that I got rolled into last night, where all the enemies in that dungeon will hit you with one spell and drain all your mana, so you are literally worthless for the whole fight. And they also stun lock you. And that is like the most frustrating thing to me, is not being able to play a video game because of BS mechanics like that. So that is why I yelled. And we are gonna have to deal with this shit again. Can we stop resetting his health, please? God. I hate that enemy so much. Anyways, Pegasus jump. Yeah, the frame you have to get across on that's pretty annoying sometimes. There's something outside my door and I don't know what it is. Let's see. I think we need fall for this. At least to get to the portal. Alright, so this part right here, we're just going to jump past this guy, because we don't want to start hitting the ground and actually knocking our ability to move around in that particular section. They are not knocking on my door specifically. This is winter now for this particular stump. If they were knocking on my door, I would know. Also, very few things would actually come to knock at someone's door at 5 o'clock, because it's past business hours. This is why we don't go to this portal all that often. But now that we are on this side of the portal, we can actually do this. And then we open up this section to boost across when we get Cape. And we can also just do this right now too, which is throwing a bomb inside of here. Oh. There you go. Which makes the temple ruins go completely and explode, basically. We have to go back to winter and freeze this over again. Ow. Stop. I don't even care. Okay, so this requires Pegasus jumping. Unless, let's see, this cave is marked red for vitamin cave behind Rockside. I might need either switch hook, magnet gloves, or cape for this part actually, so I guess we just don't get this. And we just move on past it for now. But we need to swap to winter again, which is gonna be kinda hard. Just a little bit difficult when there's a lot of fire everywhere. You're a prick. Then again, birds are jerks, so, you know, that's just a thing. We have to swap to summer for this one. A little bit of jump bending right here, and we're up the vines. This is also Pegasus jumping. There we go. And then in. There's a very... wait. This is magnet. So we can't get through this section without magnet gloves, which leaves the portal I can access to get to that part of Subrosia. It should be the one that's on top of thing here, but we can't access it. Because once we get access to the magnet gloves, we go up this section, down this section, we appear on the top, and then we go through the portal. I think that's the portal to 8. We don't have Lost Woods access, we don't have the 4th jewel. The Mount Kuko warp takes us back to a spot of Subrosia we've already been to and doesn't help us get across that particular pathway. The portal that's in Spool Swamp leads back to the one we don't need. I still don't know what that noise is outside, I don't know if you're hearing it. Okay, that's the portal I think we need. I think this portal requires... winter? Which we have? Okay. That was a pointless waste of time. So we're gonna need winter for those. Another red hole earring. Alright, so flip to winter here, and then we're gonna go through the portal that's over there. I think that's the one we're looking for. It's like the last one we can track. Yeah, this is definitely the one. Okay, yeah, I'm very happy I remembered that. I was going to be hard locked otherwise. Hi, buddy. You don't give me something for breaking signs? How dare you? Unless it's vanilla, and then I actually have to smack some more. Yeah, this is the furnace we don't have access to yet. Sign Smasher, maybe? Most importantly, before we leave this section, is to unlock this. That requires magnet. Yeah, unlocking this particular rock right here will save you some travel time for sure. We're gonna go down to the lava maze, which is gonna give us another check to work with. And then we'll come back and deal with Sign Man, I guess. Okay, this requires shovel or pickup. Okay, never mind. Bombflower. Which is right there, which opens up the last of the temple spots. We're gonna have to go find some like signs to smash too. I think it's like 10 you have to kill total before he gets all pissed off and then, quote, breaks your game, end quote. Which also gives you a check too. I need to go to Temple, which is a Pegasus jump. Once we get Cape, we can just flip over through there. Seed lasted a little while because all the screen transitions. That was pretty nice. Hey, buddy. Break It was a pretty decent Vanguard opening song. I actually enjoyed that one. Alright, last check we can do here for a while. Temple of Autumn. Gives us spring. Okay, now we're in a better spot now, for sure. So it was canon, it was just the wrong season. It's fine. Smile. Alright, so we only have a couple more Subrosia checks we're actually able to do, and a lot of them are locked behind various things. We need to go commit sign-related violence for one of them, though, and that's easily done, question mark? I don't think there's any signs here in Subrosia, actually. I think they're all in Hollow. That was an absolute waste. Yep. I guess I can break this one over and over. Be the easier waste of time, I guess. Crime! Mike would be proud. Three, 4. Okay, a dozen. Dozen should be enough. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. And no, you can cross 3 pits gaps with Pegasus Jump level 1, but you need level 2 cape to get across 4. Alright, so we're gonna save our game real quick. This doesn't blow everything up. It's been a while since we saved, so it's a good idea. Hey buddy, I'm a villain, what are you gonna do about it? You don't give me anything, dude. Is it more? Would you like me to commit more sign-related violence? I will certainly be happy to please you. Like there's one right here, for example. This one's more annoying to do, but... I don't want to read it from here, I want to pick it up and smash it. I'm gonna check real quick. I'm gonna have to look this one up just to make sure. Let's see. You must break 100. What? Are you real? You only have to break a set amount in Archipelago and you can set it as low as 1. Or I think you can set it as 0 too. But a check requires you to kill 100 signs. That is vile. What the hell is wrong with this game? Well, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and break 100 signs because there's other checks to do, but that is absolutely disgusting and this game should feel bad. It won't, but it should. So this one takes us back to where again? Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, we don't want to go there though. I don't need ember seeds. So we need to be in autumn first, which that can be done right here. Autumn with the amber leaves, which enables us to. Oh, I know it's spring. I was thinking there was a mushroom there to pick, but spring is the flower one, so. But now that we have spring access, we can totally do that. Move. Silly mob win. Bloop. We might be able to jump end this. Hell yeah. And it was completely worthless. Alrighty then. The like ring does. There's a maple around. Gross. You turn into like. Guess what you can do by actually generating the randomizer seed? You can actually go ahead and just make yourself a like without having to equip a ring for that. And more importantly, equip a ring off something that's way more important. So you know what? Joke's on you, game. We have it better in modern times. But I guess if you wanted to cosplay back then, this is how you would do it, is just put on a ring and become a cosplayer. So we need to go back to Mount Kuko now, which Mount Kuko was the part of Subrosia that was not. Oh jeez, you need cape for that. We have to go the long way for you to go check that, unfortunately. This maple has a nice theme you can just relax to a little bit. Here, make out with me, I guess. Okay, we're already in spring. Cool. Yeah, I don't want to do the 100 sign check. I really don't. I would call the seed right then and there. So to get up to mountain again, we go through this portal. It's a cheap Super Mario, by the way. Alright, so we're back up here, but we're in spring and we need to be in summer to climb that. So I guess we just go straight to hell or something. Oh. The swimming animation on her is pretty cute. Alright, I need to go to summer, which is right here. Now, if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to take the long way through ruins again. You saw what that did to me last time, so that would just be flat out terrible. Fish-related violence. From a mermaid, that's pretty canon, honestly. Okay, it stays the same. Cool. Alright, let's get back up here. This is the way of doing it and not having to be in complete misery. There is a stump this way. Do you fall down from there? I guess. That's the only way. Anyways, we need to bring in spring regardless, so let's just do that. Hey bear, wake up. You dickhead. I can open up that path for you, like, right here, and you're just sitting there sniffing yourself. You have to mash A here. Chicken teleport service. Go. When he makes the noise, then you just lay it off. The freaking gosh, a seed again. Damn it. This is vile beyond comparison. Oh yeah, this one. This one is speedy zoom zoom. So be prepared to jump off like really quickly. And more importantly, you probably want to take a lap around and kill these things. The last jewel. Oh, come on, game. I don't want to go there right now. What a train wreck. This seed is an unholy abomination. I'm just marking stuff off tracker real quick. And we're almost at 4 hours of the seed, 5 hours total. Like, this has just gotten to be a little bit absurd at this point. Go that way. There we go. Boing. Only in spring, Chad, only in spring. The spring flowers bring massive allergies. Megaphone. The megaphone appeared way far away from where Link was. Have a mushroom instead. Mushroom, mushroom, mushroom. It smells weird. Well, you know what? So do you after you eat Taco Bell. Thanks for just completely staying that game. Just no. Oh, okay, that's just mean. Getting knocked back right into the cave is just actually pretty cruel. Alright, so you need to be in autumn for this, I think? Autumn or summer? Wait. Do this first. Sure, why not? I'm used to not having progression in easy places, it's fine. It's okay, chat. I'm gonna flip back to spring, jump down here for the hard piece, and then come back up. Imagine just getting sucked up into a hug like that. I could use a hug in my life, I really could. We just live in an era where, like, hugs are just forbidden because of illness and other related reasons. And I used to be a complete hug beast way back in the day. And now I just feel kind of like not. Where's the keyhole for this? This is a dungeon entrance. But the keyhole is somewhere else. Maybe it's on top of it? No, it wouldn't be on top of it because this is this. Unless we need to go to winter here. Go to winter and see if that leads upwards. That the way the map tile right there was very. I am leading you in a place where, yeah, here we go. Okay, yeah, now we're chilling. Pun intended. Pun 100% intended, and that's just toxic. But die, Jello, you don't belong in this world. Get off me, freak. I'm just not that into you. Great view here, holy crap. Mash A until he lets you off, and then insert key. Okay, now we open this in summer. We got the... Get back on the one. Oh wait, no, we did get the Talon trade both. There we go. Okay, now that the falls are gone... Ow. We flip back to summer. We got the dive spot and then the heart piece ledge, which was actually vanilla. And now we are in Dungeon 4, which... Dungeon 5 happening before 4 is weird. That's just the way our items work this seed. Dancing Dragon, key 1. Yeah, you need a lot of stuff gated behind this particular track, so... Get wrecked, Stalfos, dude. I wanted to be cool about this, but now I'm actually just gonna do this instead. Yeah, it's an early boss team. Okay, so we're on the second floor right now, which is where the entrance to the dungeon is, and then the next check is back towards the entrance. I will happily take some Pegasus seeds back when I just lost a bunch of them earlier on dumb things. Okay, this is... This is a room where you have to push stuff. So actually what we need to do here is reset the room, open up one of these, and then push the rest. Wait, I think Samaria is this dungeon. And if Samaria is this dungeon, that means I would need to not throw bombs wastefully. I would need to... Oh wait, do we have enough? Okay, never mind, we have enough. I was like, use Samaria for one block here to actually prevent that from soft locking, but we don't need it. We had just enough. Oh baby, there it is. Okay, now we actually have progression. The cape is such a massive improvement over the feather, and the cape is only for this version. Aegis has other ways of dealing with crazy stuff like that. So yeah, now we're actually just straight up chilling here. We need to go to... I don't think there's anything in here. No. So when the noise goes off, I think that means you can just press these, yeah, before that you wouldn't be able to. Whiz robes, disgusting. At least they only take a couple hits here. Instead of like a million in Z1. So we went down to first floor because we went down that staircase. I don't have magic powder to deal with those. Unless you use mystery seeds or something to kill them. Which, mystery seeds are kind of useless for the most part, except... Oh. Nope. Well, joke's on you, game. I'm just gonna jump over you. And you get that extra little, like, parachute kind of feel to it, which helps your jumping so much. Enables you to do a whole bunch of stuff you couldn't do before. I was beginning to wonder where we were going to see it in the seed too, because this is quite a long seed, honestly. Next key. We need to go that way. Yeah, the cape is pretty much the required item of this dungeon. And oh god, Yoku blocks. I hate Yoku blocks with a passion. That's completely button not responding. Screw that section. Third key. Because we're in C, right? Which is this room. And then we just go right back out the way we came. Which unfortunately takes us back into this hell. God, I hate doing that so much. I absolutely loathe Yoku blocks in Mega Man, so... I know, I suck as a platformer. I can't do Yoku block puzzles, so you know what? At least I've played them since the beginning of Mega Man time and got sick of them instead of just giving them once over and being like, okay, I'm out. I have suffered through those for way too many years of my life. The music in this dungeon is actually pretty good. Compared to a certain dungeon in Ages, which is pretty legendary, honestly. Alright, so in order to get back to 2, press that button. And then we go... that way, okay. It's not a bad dungeon, it's just a lot of backtracking. That Zora ring is so freaking useful. You're invincible while you ride around that cart, so just use it to run into Keys or whatever. I am not thrilled. You are a liar, game. You are a dirty liar and I don't like you. Well, I do, but you know. Yeah, a lot of back and forth in this dungeon. It's more tedious than it is difficult. We are currently... that room? Wait, let's take a look at the map real quick. I'm on first floor up there, okay. Minecart time. Should be called the Dancing Minecart Dungeon. Alright, so you saw what that was. That was get good at aiming. Way easier if you have cape. We skipped a chest, so we're gonna go back that way. I wanted to make sure it didn't despawn with like a timer or how many move and room transitions you do. Which is all of them. And then we just need to go south from here. Yeah. Oh jeez, this thing. Alright. It's like worse than Agnum. I don't know how you hit me, but sure. You keep telling yourself that at night. See, one of them floats. That must be the original. Trying to make a decision in my head if I want to keep going or not. I need to go that way again? No, I don't. Asshole. Making me having to do all of that twice. Like, give me a freaking break, game. I already got that. What I seek is in the eye. Well, you know what? That is the most cryptic BS ever. Thanks. We need to go down. Where's that? Oh, we go downwards from here. We don't need to get any other supplies, we're good. South. Really long dungeon though. Again, maybe it's just all the backtracking you have to do. Okay, this you get a whole butt for, so we're gonna let's see. All that for jack squat. Neat. Gonna happen eventually because we're not playing Key Sanity. Alright, so take a seed. That's fairly common, I guess, and just fire it. Long, long dungeon. Bad positioning, I guess. What I want is in the eye, therefore it is down here. Which is not what I want at all. Alright, so now we're gonna go back the other direction, which I think requires us to flip middle switch and then... yeah, that's strange. I'll figure it out. Probably gonna take a little bit though. Because there's one switch we didn't flip earlier that we need to. Actually, we should be able to get away with just this. Because the middle doesn't lead to anything objectively. I figure we'll call it after this dungeon, because it's pretty late. It's way later than I was expecting it to. And I still haven't done any of my usual, like, things today, so... like, it's definitely a randomized version of the full game. That's definitely not disputable. Like, this is definitely not the AP, oh, you can totally be in go mode from minute 0 depending on your allies or whatever, if you're doing something in your own pod or whatever. That's 100% not the play here. This is 100% the long game. Can you not, please? Oh boy. Crab battle. This boss's weakness was, I think, slingshot to the eye while it was open. Ow, ow, ow. Fuck that. Stay the hell away from my face. How did that miss? Was I not on the ground or something that just didn't have hit detection? It might just be any seed though, which would be good because I'm almost down. Okay, the most annoying seeds to collect would be Pegasus ones, so just use these ones I guess. Too early. There we go. That was the last thing in here, so... Yeah, definitely a randomized version of the full game, for sure. And that's only the third essence, so there's no way I finish this tonight unless I literally powered through the whole thing, and I don't want to do that. But we managed to complete 3 full ones and then did a whole bunch of stuff too, so, you know, that's decent progress for one sitting. Definitely a 2-parter if you're looking for a shorter 3 to 4 hour gaming experience. That's all I've really got to say about it. So, I guess what we can do now is we can figure out what we're going to play next for next week. It's just going to require me to go to this button. There we go. So we've added one new game onto here, which I remembered after the session ended next week, or last week rather, which will be Link's Awakening Randomizer. So we're going to go ahead and pick our next one as soon as I get to that window and press the big spin button. Let's go. We're gonna play some Worlds Collide next week. That'll be fun. I know there's people in our racing pool that want to actually learn Worlds Collide, so I figure maybe watching a VOD of this might help a little bit. So it actually works out pretty well for timing. I'm gonna save the progress for this tracker and then maybe come back to it later. That was a trip. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Go ahead and stick around for the raid that I'll be sending you off to in a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and get on with our Mondays. So, Monday, Tuesday, wherever you're at, you are loved and appreciated, and I will definitely see you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.